Does anyone else hate that Dove men's commercial in the train stations in New York? Because why will I be like seeing them make a crepe and then all of a sudden I'm seeing a tall black man with muscles spraying all body deodorant into his crotch? First of all, who the fuck is the target audience for this ad? And second of all, why are we emphasizing the sexuality of a black man? That trope is overplayed, I think. Seeing a tall black man with muscles spraying all body deodorant into his crotch. Are we emphasizing the sexuality of a black man? That trope is overplayed, I think.
When you're protected everywhere, you're comfortable everywhere. Here, when you're there. There, when you're here. Everywhere. There, and there, and there too, and there. Definitely there, and there, not there. There, 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 there. Whoa, and nowhere. And even down there. Dove, man, plus care, whole body deo. Care that goes everywhere, everywhere.
What I find extremely strange about this entire marketing campaign is that, one, they're marketing towards stereotypically masculine men. I think that's strange because, one, how the bottle is, it's a white bottle with blue font. If you see a lot of the bottles that are marketed towards men, it'll be gray, it'll be black, it'll have gold lettering. So that's like my first, that's unexpected. It'll even be blue. And let's take into account that when you're doing marketing, you have to make assumptions around what your target audience is going to perceive, and you're going to have to make assumptions around what your target audience is going to be intrigued by. So immediately the fact that they use Marshawn Lynch tells me that they're not targeting women, they're targeting men, because a woman is not going to know who the fuck Marshawn Lynch is unless she's like really into sports and stuff. And I can confidently say that with the social media movements that are happening now, that is becoming less and less the expectation for women. So, okay, let's assume that the target audience is masculine men. Now, my next question is, okay, why are we marketing Marshawn Lynch's crotch to masculine men? Because I think Dove is trying to lean into the Old Spice market and audience. I see what you're saying with the full body deodorant, but men have been masking their scents with cologne and strong smells for a very long time. But up until now, I feel like the largest person or like brand in that niche has been Old Spice. But when you think Old Spice, you don't think black men's crotches. You think your old uncle who maybe likes a drink or two. You think unk. So I think what Dove is trying to do is they're trying to reach the younger audience of who would typically be receiving the Old Spice alignment. So like the younger Gen Z boys. But what they're doing is that they're leaning into the stereotypical tropes that have been assigned to black men. So good at sports, also reducing the black man to his genitals. So, okay, what assumptions can we make of the target audience based on that? One, they're not very educated, so they're targeting the poor. Because if you haven't been able to trace back the lineage of reducing black men to their genitals, then you probably just don't have access to see why history has done that to black men. So they're either poor or they're conservative. But mind you, this ad is in New York City. And New York City is a lot more progressive than the rest of the country. And this ad is in New York City on the trains. So yes, they're targeting poor people who take trains. They're liberal and they're poor. But I will say, even in New York, there are a lot of conservative values, even if it's like not typically what you would find in like Kansas. So I'm saying all this to say that, one, they're trying to target an audience that already has had marketing work for them. And if they really cared to target masculine men, they would take a page out of the book of Old Spice. But I guess they're trying to reinvent the wheel, or they're trying something new because they're wanting to target the younger generations. But my other question is, I know it's Dove, but like, why are you targeting poor men when like a stereotypically poor masculine man is probably not immediately concerned about hygiene? And then I'm like, but maybe it's not hygiene that they're marketing. Maybe it's just smelling good. And then that's where I'm like, okay, maybe maybe that can work. And maybe that's also why they're trying to use this like very crude humor that is like emphasizing a black man's genitals. And still, even if that's the case, it's just extremely odd for the marketing to be done on NYC subway trains. Because like I said in my other video, the other ads are crepes, the other ads are law firms, the other ads are literally fucking NYC government programs, and then you have Marshawn Lynch spraying Dove all-body deodorant into his crotch. I made a post talking about how there's an ad that reduces men, specifically black men, down to their genitals, and then the black men got mad at me for it. Best believe I will never speak on behalf of a black man's issue ever again. May God be with y'all. I'm gonna stick to black women. This assumption kills me because my friend the other day said that I look like I date white men, and that is really funny. But unfortunately, I am beating the allegation. The majority of men who I've dated have actually been either black or Asian. I forgot to mention Middle Eastern men. I've also dated Latinos. I forgot to mention that. I mean, but everyone likes me. Like, I'm pretty. A lot of women who are male-centered have been socialized out of hearing the cues that their body tells them. Being male-centered in a patriarchal society is a covert sign of self-abandonment. And so they've learned that in order to survive, they have to align with those in positions of power so that they can have the safety that their brain thinks they need. Because remember, your body's not here to keep you happy, it's here to keep you safe, even if the safety is extremely limiting and unhealthy. What is familiar becomes safe. Honestly, they're victims themselves. People who are male-centered are the type of people who, when a narcissist walks into the room, a very abusive boss walks into the room, they will align with the abusive boss because their brain doesn't know how to survive otherwise. I am beyond okay with a man thinking I'm crazy. I'm so okay with men thinking I'm crazy that if I were back in the Salem witch trials, I would probably be categorized as a witch. Yeah, I'm a witch. And count your fucking days, sir.